expressions I never give that keep me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. I've been to Hollywood, I've been to Redwood, I crossed the ocean for a heart of gold. I've been in my mind, it's such a fine line that keeps me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Keeps me searching for a heart of gold. And I'm getting old. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. You keep me searching and I'm growing old. Keep me searching for a heart of gold. I've been a miner for a heart of gold.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. My name is Rhonda Livingstone, and I have been given the honour of leading this farewell service. On behalf of the family of Kendall John O'Rielly, I thank you for coming to his ceremony, particularly those of you who have travelled some distance to be here. And of course, today we wish that we were not here to mourn the loss of a wonderful man who will be greatly missed. And it is very clear from your numbers and your presence that the man you have come to honour and to grieve has touched many and touched them deeply. I would now like to welcome family and friends who were unable to attend and are watching our service online. Your presence is also deeply appreciated, and we know that your thoughts are with us all. As you are all aware, a caring, inspirational man has been lost to us, and we are here today to honour, to respect and to pay tribute to his far too short life. And our hearts reach out now to Kendall's family, especially his loving wife, Wendy, married for 32 years, his parents, John, deceased, and Val, and his children, Bridget, Darcy and Maeve. Kendall was also the much-loved father-in-law of Tom, Carla and Tyson, loving brother of Lee, Jeanette, his twin sister, and Nikki, as well as the caring and kind uncle to his many nieces and nephews. It is also important to remember the special bond Kendall shared as the adored Poppy to Paddy, Ned and another special baby on the way. And as well, we think of all of you, everyone that is here today, and those who were unable to attend. Kendall's kind heart and his loyal nature will certainly be remembered by you all. And to commence our service today, I would like to ask Kendall's children, Darcy and Maeve, to please come forward and present a poem that reflects their dad's love of being near water and the river. It is listed in your order of service and is titled Song of the River. Thank you both.
The snow melts on the mountain, and the water runs to the spring. And the spring, in a turbulent fountain, with a song of youth to sing, runs down to the righteous river, and the river flows to the sea, and the water again goes back in rain to the hills where it used to be. And I wonder if life's deep mystery isn't much like the rain and the snow, returning through all eternity to the places it used to know. For life was born on the lofty heights, and the flows in a laughing stream, to the river below, whose onward flow ends in a peaceful dream.
And so at last, when our life has passed and the river has run its course, it again goes back over the self-same track to the mountain which was its source. So why prize life, or why fear death, or dread what is to be? The river ran its allotted span till it reached the silent sea. Then the water harked back to the mountain top to begin its course once more. So we shall run the course begun till we reach the silent shore. Then revisit earth in pure rebirth from the heart of the virgin snow. So don't ask why we live or die, or whither or when we go, or wonder about the mysteries that only God may know.
Thank you so much, Darcy and Maeve, for honouring Dad at such a difficult time, and it's not easy to stand up here in front of you all today. And when the elderly depart, all of us recognise a natural change, and it does feel normal. The end of a lifetime and lifespan, encompassing all that was to be given and achieved. But today, naturally, we are all left feeling a certain incompleteness. And we know that Kendall leaves much unfinished, unfulfilled and unsaid. And today, as well as music and photo memories, candles do help us remember those that we have lost, and once alight, show our hearts smiling. And family is what mattered most to Kendall, and as we celebrate his life today, I would like to ask his children and their families to now come forward and light the 3 candles displayed on the memory table, each representing a cherished aspect of Kendall's identity. Thank you to all family members. And the first candle symbolises Kendall as a husband, a source of love and support, sharing with Wendy in both the joys and challenges throughout 32 years together. The second candle represents Kendall as a father. He embraced this role with a fierce love that knew no bounds with his children. His nurturing spirit and wise guidance shaped their lives. And the final candle is alight in honour of Kendall as Poppy. His gentle wisdom and his endless love will continue to guide his grandchildren as they now carry forward his spirit with them in everything that they do. And immediately now your thoughts will be turning to Kendall's personality. A reserved person with a dry wit that could make Wendy laugh very easily. As mentioned, he loved to be near water, as depicted in our first poem. And as a younger man, he enjoyed fishing, camping, or simply nature and the outdoors. He was a devoted family man, and his greatest joy was spending time with Wendy, their children, and their grandchildren. His meticulous nature and his fastidiousness meant that everything always had its place. And he always kept his world organised, I'm told by the family, with a variety of lists. He was also a man of simple pleasures: a cold beer, glass of red wine, attending live theatre in Melbourne, or cheering on the Hawthorn Footy Club, with a soft spot for Geelong, where he and Wendy once called home. He also loved travelling overseas with Wendy. They had a wonderful time exploring new places, especially on their regular trips to Europe. And Kendall was also a hard worker, and in retirement he found joy in the kitchen, creating many culinary surprises, although the family also told me that much improvement was always needed. He enjoyed music from the 80s, with Dire Straits and Cold Chisel being two of his favourite bands. As we mourn his passing today, let us also celebrate the wonderful life he led, the love that he shared with you all, the laughter that he brought, and the memories that will forever remain in everyone's hearts today. And to continue to paint our picture of him, I would like to ask his daughter Bridget and son-in-law Tom to please come forward and share with us Kendall's life story, as well as some of their fond memories. Thank you both.
Kendall John O'Rielly was born in Rochester with his twin sister Jeanette on the 22nd of November in 1962. The third born to John and Valerie, though his father would always dispute that he arrived before his sister. His older brother Leighton was almost exactly a year old when the twins arrived, and his younger sister Nicola completed the family 2 years later. Known as Jupper in his early years by his father due to the way that he walked with a skip, Dad was an inquisitive child who shared a love of animals along with the rest of the family, his favourites being Gina, his pet goat, and the silky bantams he bred, which he took great pride in. Dad's love of reading didn't occur naturally. However, the discovery of comic books led to an enjoyment in reading that he never lost. He attended primary school in Rochester before attending boarding school at Assumption College, Kilmore in 1975. His school teachers reported that he was a capable student who achieved reasonable results in various subjects. He excelled in sports, becoming age champion in both athletics and swimming, and was the captain of the swimming team. After year 12, instead of worrying about his grades, he volunteered for a camp for children with cystic fibrosis, a testament to his compassion for those who really need it. After graduating, he went to university in Melbourne to study geology. Although dropping out after a year, his love of rocks never died, and he accumulated rocks from around the world on his many travels. After his short stint in the city, he soon ended up back home in Rochester. Once back, he got on the wrong side of a local police officer, Constable Naismith. While in the Hotel Rochester, Dad saw the constable in uniform enjoying a drink. He took it upon himself to call the Bendigo police to notify them that one of their officers was drinking on the job. Unfortunately for Dad, Officer Naismith could see him making the phone call on the payphone across the street. This led to years of harassment for Dad or anyone else driving either his EJ Holden with mismatched panels or his HK Holden, which he later sold to Nev Staley. It was during this time, between the ages of 19 and 22, Mum guesses that Dad had about 18 jobs, including a gas meter reader, working in the cheese room at Murray Goulburn, and a Hazeldene's egg deliverer, which only lasted one delivery after he arrived at his destination with hundreds of dozens of eggs broken in the back of the truck. But it was when working on a tomato harvester that he came to the realisation that an inside job in the air conditioning, where he didn't need to sit all day, was for him. In 1983, he completed his enrolled nurse training, and in 1985, he started his training to become a registered nurse. It was here in Echuca, in the nurses' homes, that he met Mum. In around 1986, after moving in together in Echuca, Dad bought their first boat, and the next 3 years, while working as a theatre nurse at the hospital, centred around cars, camping, fishing and water skiing, the idealistic life on the Murray he so dearly loved. In 1989, he and Mum moved to Melbourne so he could train in coronary care nursing, and from there he worked in the cardiac cath lab. It was here, when observing cardiac theatre, that he first saw the machine that would shape the rest of his career. He studied perfusion in both the USA and Australia and worked at a number of hospitals across Melbourne in cardiac theatre. He was good at his job and well respected by his peers. He didn't suffer fools, but showed patience when teaching those he respected. In 1993, he married Mum in a characteristically Kendall ceremony with only their parents in attendance. I'm sure if he had his way today, you might all be lucky to get invited. In 1994, I was born, and 6 months later they moved to Townsville to assist in starting the cardiac theatre there. While here, Das was born in 95 and Maeve in the December of 96. In 1997, we all moved back to Geelong, where he helped to start the cardiac theatre there. While this was meant to be temporary, with the main goal being to be back in Victoria, closer to family. The next years consisted of family holidays in Rochester, water skiing at Greens Lake, where he was known as the fun driver if you were on the donut, and would do whatever it took to throw you off. He also ensured that our weekends were filled with something, whether it was going to Ferry Park, walking the You Yangs, or going up and down the Cement Works hill over and over. He instilled a love of food in us, whether it be hot nachos waiting for us after school, dim sims on the barbecue, roasting baked potatoes at Nana's on the bonfire, or eating at restaurants regularly. In the last decade, he and Mum enjoyed travelling through Europe, while also making sure that they escaped the Geelong winter for a couple of weeks in Port Douglas each year. After 27 years in Geelong, he and Mum had both retired, and the joy of grandkids and the Murray brought them to Yarrawonga, where he could also visit his mum, who was still living in Rochi. Dad wanted a house with a pool, a boat, and an oversized ute to tow it. He was set to spend time with his children and spoil his 2 grandsons and his granddaughter on the way. Dad didn't enjoy big parties, but he loved a night at home or out with a small group of friends. Many of you here today will have enjoyed a beer with Dad, which would then turn into a late night with a bottle or 2 of red. Anyone who knew Dad will know that he was all bark and no bite. He was kind and generous to anyone who truly needed help. He was a loyal and honest friend. Dad, although your time on your favourite river has been cut shorter than anticipated, every time we drive along it, we'll remember you. We'll hold close the memories of you, and we'll miss you. We'll miss you dearly as we create many more, thanks to the life that you've provided to us as a family.
Thank you so much, Bridget, for sharing that wonderful life story of your dad and speaking bravely and openly at such an emotional time, and he would be very proud of you today. And now, as a special tribute from his twin sister, I would like to ask Jeanette to come forward and share with us some words from the children's book, Guess How Much I Love You by Sam McBratney. Thanks, Jeanette.
Little Nut Brown Hare, who was going to bed, held on tight to Big Nut Brown Hare's very long ears. He wanted to be sure that Big Nut Brown Hare was listening. "Guess how much I love you," he said. "Oh, I don't think I could guess that," said Big Nut Brown Hare. "This much," said Little Nut Brown Hare, stretching out his arms as wide as they could go. Big Nut Brown Hare had even longer arms. "But I love you this much," he said. That is a lot," thought Little Nut Brown Hare. "I love you as high as I can reach," said Little Nut Brown Hare. "I love you as high as I can reach," said Big Nut Brown Hare. "That is quite high," thought Little Nut Brown Hare. "I wish I had arms like that." Then Little Nut Brown Hare had a good idea. He tumbled upside down and reached up the tree trunk with his feet. "I love you all the way up to my toes," he said. "And I love you all the way up to your toes," said Big Nut Brown Hare, swinging him up over his head. "I love you as high as I can hop," laughed Little Nut Brown Hare, bouncing up and down. "But I love you as high as I can hop," smiled Big Nut Brown Hare, and he hopped so high that his ears touched the branches above. "That's good hopping," thought Little Nut Brown Hare. "I wish I could hop like that." "I love you all the way down the lane as far as the river," cried Little Nut Brown Hare. "I love you across the river and over the hills," said Big Nut Brown Hare. "That's very far," thought Little Nut Brown Hare. He was almost too sleepy to think any more. Then he looked beyond the thorn bushes, out into the big dark night. Nothing could be further than the sky. "I love you right up to the moon," he said, and closed his eyes. "Oh, that's far," said Big Nut Brown Hare. "That is very, very far." Big Nut Brown Hare settled Little Nut Brown Hare into his bed of leaves. He leaned over and kissed him good night.
Thanks so much, Jeanette. Thank you so much, Jeanette, for honouring your brother such a meaningful way, and no doubt you will always cherish that incredible bond and love as depicted in the book, connecting you as twins. And today we are also reminded the memories are now the greatest possession that we all have, and the wealth of those memories has been captured by the family today in visual images as part of our service. So we are now going to quietly take time to reflect upon Kendall's life, and whilst listening to the reflection music and viewing those photos, may your affection and your respect for him, like the candles now burning, continue to shine in all of your lives.
These mist-covered mountains mountains are a home now for me. But my home is the lowlands, and always will be. Someday you'll return to your valleys and your farms, and you'll longer learn to be brothers in arms. Through these fields of destruction, baptisms of fire, I've witnessed your son as the battle raged high, and though it hurt me so bad, in the fear and alarm, you did not desert me, my brothers in arms. There's so many different worlds, so many different suns, and we have just one world, but we live in different ones. Now the sun's gone to hell, and the moon's riding high. Let me bid you farewell. Every man has to die, but it's written in the stars. In every line in your palm, we're fools to make war, our brothers in arms.
Certainly some wonderful images, memories there of Kendall throughout the slideshow that will never be forgotten, and of course by Dire Straits, one of his favourite bands. And naturally today there is much sadness felt by everyone, but it is important to remember, heal in your own way, heal in your own time. It is said that grief can be likened to the ocean. It will come in waves. Sometimes the water will be calm, but sometimes it will be overwhelming. So it is important for your own healing journey. Talk about Kendall's life. Talk about his death. Treasure his memories. And in his honour, I would now like to ask Leo O'Reilly to present our next poem titled The Dash. It illustrates the importance of the dash written between Kendall's date of birth and the date of his passing. And it makes us think about how we all want to live our years in between those two significant dates. Thank you, Lee.
Thank you. They were some pretty big haircuts he had there in the early days. This is a poem called The Dash. I read of a man who stood to speak at the funeral of a friend. He referred to the dates on the gravestone from the beginning to the end. He noted at first came the date of birth and spoke the following date with tears. But he said what had mattered most of all was the dash between the years. For the dash represents all the time that we spent alive on earth. And now only those who love them know what that little line is worth. For it matters not how much we own, the cars, the house, the cash. What matters is how we live and love and how we spend our dash. So think about this long and hard. Are there things you'd like to change? For you never know how much time is left that can still be rearranged. If we could just slow down enough to consider what's true and real, and always try to understand the way other people feel, and be less quick to anger and show appreciation more, and love the people in our lives like we've never loved before. If we treat each other with respect and more often wear a smile, remember this special dash might only last a little while. So when your eulogy is being read with your life's actions to rehash, would you be proud of the things they say about how you spent your dash? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lee. And I think we can all agree Kendall certainly lived his dash with passion and with purpose, and we can all feel the love for him here today. We have come together to pause our busy lives today and reflect on Kendall's life. His health took a sudden, dramatic turn on the 25th of May. He was transported by ambulance to Wangaratta Hospital, but tragically passed away. The family are sincerely grateful to the ambulance and hospital teams from Yarrawonga, Wangaratta and Wodonga, who worked tirelessly and went above and beyond to assist him. And naturally, everyone is experiencing a whirlwind of emotion and shock by such a sudden loss, making it difficult to comprehend what transpired when Kendall sadly passed away at just 62 years old. And for each of us, he has left an important reminder to appreciate the present, appreciate each other. And no one who encountered Kendall failed to be warmed by his zest for life. No one who knows of his death will remain untouched by it. And to conclude our service today, I would like to ask those who wish to please join with me in saying the Lord's Prayer. Let us pray. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Kendall is no longer bound by this world, is ready for his spiritual journey, and reunited with other family members who have gone before. And we leave him in peace, and with respect, we all bid him farewell. The family invites you to join them for refreshments and a chat in the Endeavour Room here at the club, where I'm sure there are many more stories to tell, many glasses to be raised to Kendall. Whilst enjoying refreshments, you are invited to honour Kendall by signing a memory book provided by the family and perhaps share a favourite story with them. Our final music track is by Cold Chisel, and hopefully when you hear it played in the future, you will be reminded of Kendall and you will be able to smile. So let us now open our hearts in his memory, celebrate his life just as he would have wished. Thank you all once again for your attendance here today. And now, for us the living, may the love of all the family, all the friends that are here, the joy of all your wonderful memories, give everyone hope and strength and peace to now all go forward together. Thank you all once again.
Sentimental blues anyway. It takes more than just a memory to make me cry. And I'm happy just to sit at a table with old friends and see which one of us can tell the biggest lies. And there's a girl, she's falling in love